what's going on, you guys? So I am bringing you some tea. I'm sure everybody heard by now that Tamar Braxton is getting a divorce. She filed for divorce last week from her soon-to-be ex-husband, so she says, Vincent D. Herbert, as she calls him. But honestly, I don't know if this is just to get their ratings for the show or if it's actually true, because I mean they've been together for shy of 9 years. We really start knowing more about them when the Braxtons came out, the Braxton Family Values. So I mean, I could tell on the show, though, I will say that their relationship was a little rocky to me. They argued, but what couple don't? But the way they argued, it just, I want to say it was season 5 of the Braxton Family Values. They went on a trip, or was it Tamar and Vince? Either way, they went on a trip with their friends, and Tamar was talking about how Vincent was jealous of her, and because, she was thin and healthy or whatever, and he couldn't eat what he wanted. Then he came out of nowhere talking about I heard you all the way down the street. Then they was cussing with each other back and forth. And things got crazy from there. So I mean, that wasn't the first occasion either. It was many, many occasions where I seen them fight like cats and dogs. And she was verbally abusive to him. He was verbally abusive to her. So, then she went on Wendy. Wendy was like, hey, this video that you're seeing of her is when she was on the Wendy show. And Wendy was asking her, so what's going on with you and your marriage? And she was like, basically, I'm going to take a step back from music. This is going to be my last album. I'm not saying that I'm stopping music, but this is my last album so I can focus on my marriage. It takes a toll when you have your husband as your husbander and, you're around each other 24/7. So I'm just making this my last album so that way we can focus on our marriage. And it seemed like it was, sincere that was coming from her and everything. But then, it kind of made me want to take a step back. Like, hold up, your last album, you've been wanting to do this for I don't know how long. And is it really because of your marriage, or is it because you're not getting the sales that you really, really want to get? You're not fulfilling everything that you really, really wanted to. Or is it really your marriage? I don't know. Honestly, I think her and Vince, I want to say reality TV, once they did that really put a strain on their relationship. Because if you notice, anybody that goes on reality TV, it puts a damper on your marriage, your relationship, whatever you have. Everybody pretty much ends up leaving each other for the most part that I've seen anyway. Any couple that I've seen go on reality TV, they are no longer together after, because your relationship is so public. You got opinions here, you got stories here, you got this, you got that. Everybody's in your business. You can't really hide anything. And with Tamar and Vince, it's like they put on this facade that they were such a happy couple and, this and that. Then there's rumors going around that, Tamar was only with Vince because of what he could do for her career and money and all this other stuff. But then it's like I thought about it and I'm like, he been trying to get a baby out of her for I don't know how long. And she didn't want no babies. So if she was a gold digger, she would have been and had a baby to secure that bag, but, she didn't do it. So there's a lot of speculations out there. I don't know. But one thing that I do know is when this article dropped, it had me like, oh, wow, she's serious. So I just want to say, whoever your hairstylist was, boo, Tamar, come on. All that money you got, you let them sit this, I don't even know what to call this thing, but you let them sit this on top of your head. That's why Vince looking at you like that in this picture. He said you should have known better. You really, really, really should have known better not to sit that on your head. Color is cute, but come on, girl. Anyway, this article goes into saying that Tamar Braxton, thank you TMZ for this article. It says Tamar Braxton isn't into sharing when it comes to the custody of her son. It's actually their son, but okay. TMZ has learned we broke the story. Tamar filed for divorce from Vincent Herbert, which was last week, citing irreconcilable differences. We now have the divorce docs in which she wants full custody of 4-year-old Logan. She wants that child support. That's what she wants. It sounds like there's no love lost here. Tamar also wants the judge to turn thumbs down if Vincent asks for spousal support. Now, y'all know that Vincent is in legal situation with Sony because he owed him like $3 million, $4 million. So he probably will be wanting to ask for some spousal support. And she like, no, Hunty, you ain't gonna get that from me. Anyway, as for the assets, Tamar lists one big ticket item, and that's their home in Calabasas, which TMZ calls it the Kardashian land. She acknowledges that the house is community property and there's no evidence of a prenup. The couple has been married close to 9 years. So, there's also another article. Hold on. This article is saying that the reason why they're getting a divorce is a little bit more into detail. So it says Tamar Braxton was depressed for months after she was fired from the Real. And this is all courtesy of TMZ. So, it could be real, could be not. But it says Tamar Braxton was depressed for months after she was fired from the Real, which I could believe. And it wreaked havoc on her marriage, and it ultimately failed. Which is funny because it said that Vince was the executive producer of The Real. So if you're an executive producer, how does your wife get fired from a show that you're executive producer of? I can see why, she would have an issue with that. That just sounds a little suspect to me. But anyway, sources close to Tamar tell TMZ the singer's marriage to estranged hubby Vincent V. Herbert suffered an irreparable fracture after going through a time of depression stemming from her firing in May. While they're no strangers of a roller coaster of a relationship, we're told losing the gig created bigger issues because it compounded an already teetering relationship and one of those first steps to get back on track. Moving out 3 months ago, even though they acted like a couple just 2 weeks ago. I told you that's that front they be putting on. One source says Tamar and Vince put on an act in New York City as an engaging couple simply to promote their show. At this point, we're told that Tamar had already moved into a baller high-rise. Her 2-bedroom luxury condo in Beverly Hills goes around for $15,000 a month. Woo, do you know what I could do with $15,000 a month? Some of the building amenities include an indoor 75-foot lap pool, an outdoor pool as well, 5 gyms, a spa, a restaurant, a free bar, a screening room. Okay, what you gonna do with 5 gyms? 5 gyms? You gonna go to one each day? Come on, child. Stop. Just stop it. Anyway, here's some pictures so y'all can look at it. So now we about to get into the real nitty gritty. Back in 2013, there was rumors, speculations that Vince was, abusive. Take a look at this.
Well, there were some discrepancies though, because I saw on the trailer that Tamar doesn't show up for your birthday trip to Italy. That, your other sister Tony planned.
She didn't plan it.
Okay.
It was very spontaneous, and it was at the last minute, and
everybody else happened to be there.
Well, I
Tamar
couldn't.
wanted to see
Wow.
Okay. Did you send your deposit, Tamar?
No, I found out at the very last minute. I couldn't cancel, everything that I had planned. So, I was like, I can't go. Like, why didn't we just plan it?
Okay. Exactly.
And I live where I turn. And it's different for me.
Yeah. I hope not.
Helen.
It's different for me. No, not fighting like that, but you know what I mean. Like, he's my husbander, so he's like,
Anime, just eat the cake.
you're not going.
Bitch, you putting hands on you, Tamar?
No. I mean, he's my husband. He's my manager at the same time, so we live together. So it's not like I can call my manager like, okay, well, a family emergency came up.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely shouldn't compare him to Ike Turner.
Exactly. That's how you losing all that weight, all that cardio for whipping on you, Tamar?
Child, please.
And then you got the infamous 911 call that he got hungry and bit her finger. Take a listen.
Atlanta 911-36546. What's the address of your emergency?
3434 Peachtree Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Ritz-Carlton in Buckhead.
3434 Peachtree Road, northeast at the Ritz-Carlton. Do you need police, fire, or an ambulance?
Police.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm having a domestic dispute between Mr. Vincent Herbert and Tamar Braxton.
Domestic dispute?
Yes.
Any weapons involved?
No. She claims that he bit her finger. He actually has left the property in a cab.
Does she need an ambulance?
And he left, but she's here.
What's the gentleman's name?
Vincent Herbert. It's her husband.
He's no longer at the scene?
No.
And you said she does not need an ambulance?
No.
Okay. Where does the officers need to come, to the lobby?
Yes, I have someone up here to meet him.
Okay, we'll get an officer over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
See, that sounds a little bit too crazy to me, but you know, they want to sit here and act like everything is okay. Let's put on the front. Take a listen.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Listen, we heard about all this ruckus you guys caused recently. Is everything okay? It seems like you're holding hands, so I'm gonna guess yes. Can I get a verbal confirmation? Okay, a thumbs up on two. You guys take it easy.
So yeah, when I first seen this on TMZ, I was like, yeah, stop. Who is y'all fooling? I'm not buying it, and I still ain't buying it to this day. I mean, I could believe it that they both be putting hands on each other, and yeah, I believe that. And then here, Mama E.
I don't really have anything to say to Ben. Only one thing: keep his hands off of my child. Stop before he hurts her or kills her. I love Ben, but I don't want him to kill my child. As simple as that. Stop.
Mama E definitely wasn't having it. But I don't know if y'all remember also that the whole cheating scandal with Vince and Tamar last year. She took to Instagram. I guess a lady was on Instagram stating that, you know, Vince fathered her daughter or whatever. And Tamar, before it hit airways, was like, let me be crystal clear. You know, before this untrue story gets out, I just want y'all to hear from me first. That's not true. I'm this type of woman, and my family this and family that, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to put the article in the description so you guys can read the whole thing because it gets cut off. And, yeah, so when you read this, you're just going to be like, wow. But I guess it's better to come from her than somebody else. But my thing is, she said that she's not the type of woman to keep a child from them. But my thing is, she real extra with Vince. Like, she don't even want nobody breathing his air. You can't stand a centimeter next to her. You know, I feel like she's a bit insecure too because he used to date the Beckys. And for those who don't know what Beckys are, those white women, she keeps the blonde hair, you know, she doesn't want a butt. She be real skinny. So I feel like she makes herself look a little bit, you know, superficial for her husband. Then she recently went on the Breakfast Club and she was low-key shading Vince. And I'm also going to put that, the link for that video because, you know, due to copyright, I don't want to post it. But she was low-key shading Vince a whole lot. But she also said something interesting about side chicks and how if you marry a man with money, you can expect to have a side chick and all this other stuff. Now, I don't know about all that. I don't care how much money you got. You ain't going to, I don't expect anything. I expect you to go by your vows and love me and only me. But then, you know, Vince, listen here. He ain't for the divorce. He don't want to give it up. He's willing to go to counseling, you know, do whatever he got to do, this, that, and the fifth. But yeah, Tamar, she's not having it. She recently went to the Soul Train Awards looking fierce as a ginger. She didn't have no blonde hair, but she wasn't even wearing her red and wing. Yeah, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if this is for ratings. I don't know if this is real. It's like you never know with these reality stars because a lot of people do anything for a coin. But I have a clip of their season 5 episode of Tamar and Vince, so take a look.
I just want to let you guys know how much I love you, and this is why I'm here.
With everything that I've been through this past year, what is all this dying conversation?
Because what happened?
Like, I have chosen to overcome.
I was basically fighting.
Everything just feels like a loss for me.
Gotta cut out the noise, the negativity, the naysayers.
I need everybody to put their pride aside and just reunite.
We haven't spoken in months, which is very stupid. We should really slap each other in the face for that.
This album has everything to do with finding myself.
I do want to be #1 and going to be #1.
I don't have time for shenanigans anymore.
Yes, Tamar.
It started off being inspired by my parents' divorce, and then it turned into my own life.
What am I supposed to do? Let me manage myself. Don't worry about it.
I'm not doing this.
I think Tamar is going through a midlife crisis.
It's gotta be tough being the husband and the manager.
I want to be my own CEO over my life.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Who's it not broke for?
Broke for you. So fix it. You're hard to manage.
Who say that to their damn wife?
I think you should get another manager before you want to get another husband.
I don't want to end up like my parents.
I'm not willing to live like how I've been living.
The new season of Tamar and Vince premieres Thursday, November 9th at 9 on WeTV.
So yeah, that was the season 5 trailer of Tamar and Vince, and it looks like there's gonna be a whole bunch of drama on that show. I mean, a lot of people say she's a gold digger. She don't really love Vince. I think in the beginning she didn't love him, but she learned to love him throughout the years. I can't say she did marry him because of what he could do for her career, and he did have money, but over the years she learned to love him for him, because she did stay by his side when he was about to die, and on his deathbed he stayed by her side when he was on her deathbed. So I really think they do love each other, but it just got to the point where, you know, they just bump heads all the time, especially with her wanting her career and he ain't really putting her where she wanted to be. And then, you know, having a husbander is a hard thing. Anytime you have your husband as your manager and he's all involved in your life and y'all around each other 24/7, it could become a headache. So leave y'all comments in the comment section and tell me what y'all think this is. Is it for TV? Is it real life? Let me know.